Hello. Hey there. Welcome. I swear to God, I am still editing my video with my daughter and also my Drake Bell video. It's taking a while, I know. I've had a million things going on. Ember's starting school in less than 2 weeks and I'm like panicking and crying every 2 seconds. So there's that. I remember, I think it was actually when I was pregnant with Ember, there was like a viral trend of like moms recording how emotional they are after their kid's first day of school, and I was like, that's fucking weird. I'll be happy when my kid leaves. But now I'm like, I'm imagining watching her walk into the school and just like having to drive away, and that makes me panic so much. But anyways, I swear I will have those videos up soon, and thank you for your patience or lack thereof. I can't really tell. If you are getting fed up with me, I don't blame you. If you aren't, thank you so much. I don't know how you deal with me. So let's get into what the fuck I'm talking about today. If you've followed me for any amount of time, you know that I think Dr. Fauci is a very questionable and possibly quite evil human being. Self-serving, manipulative, self-centered, egotistical, and for that he can forever suck my dick. But today, him and Rand Paul had another little lover's quarrel. If you have been following my channel for a while, you know I fucking love and live for Rand Paul. It's so nice to see someone who hates the government as much as I do. Like, it just hits this soft spot in my soul, and it makes me love him. I have been following Rand Paul's hatred of Dr. Fauci for several months now. And so obviously I had to bring up what the fuck happened today, even though like everybody and their fucking brother has talked about it. I'm gonna do it too. You know my boy Rand Paul came out swinging. He immediately put Dr. Fauci in his place. He tells him the repercussions legally for what it is to lie to Congress, and then lays out the NIH's definition of what gain-of-function research is and what one of the scientists at the Wuhan Institute put in a report about what they did with the money that was given to them by the NIH, and then ends his question that he began throwing punches with like another whoosh pow, like another psh psh. He hit him right between the beady eyes of that soulless evil face by asking him if he would like to now retract his statement that he made previously in May. I love this man.
Dr. Fauci, as you are aware, it is a crime to lie to Congress. Section 1001 of the U.S. Criminal Code creates a felony and a 5-year penalty for lying to Congress. On your last trip to our committee on May 11th, you stated that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And yet, gain-of-function research was done entirely in the Wuhan Institute by Dr. Shi, and was funded by the NIH. Dr. Shi credits the NIH and lists the actual number of the grant that she was given by the NIH. In this paper, she took 2 bat coronavirus genes, spike genes, and combined them with a SARS-related backbone to create new viruses that are not found in nature. Viruses that in nature only infect animals were manipulated in the Wuhan lab to gain the function of infecting humans. This research fits the definition of the research that the NIH said was subject to the pause in 2014 to 2017, a pause in funding on gain of function. But the NIH failed to recognize this, defines it away, and it never came under any scrutiny. Dr. Richard E. Bright, a molecular biologist from Rutgers, described this research in Wuhan. Wuhan Lab used NIH funding to construct novel chimeric SARS-related coronaviruses able to infect human cells and laboratory animals. This is high-risk research that creates new potential pandemic pathogens that exist only in the lab. This research matches, these are Dr. E. Bright's words, this research matches, indeed epitomizes, the definition of gain-of-function research. Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Dr. Fauci fucking lost it.
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly, and I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. Okay, you get one person.
Let's read from the NIH definition of gain of function.
I have to, well, now you're getting into something. If the point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award from EcoHealth to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2, that's where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well, wait a minute.
It did
I
come
can
with obfuscating the truth.
I'm not obfuscating the truth.
Senator
You are the
Paul's
one.
time is expired, but
I feel like he's let all his resentment over the past year and a half or so that has built from Rand Paul just making him look fucking stupid when he's supposed to be the expert, and also all his frustrations from the past like month or so since his emails came out. I feel like he took all of that negative energy and directed it right at Rand Paul. Only Rand Paul, after all that, still made him look stupid as fuck. Fauci, like, he just got personal immediately, bro.
Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly.
I mean, he really lost his shit. And that is fucking hilarious to me.
That's where you are getting.
Like, honestly, in my opinion, that moment, you could see he just, like, didn't give a fuck anymore and was gonna say what he was fucking thinking. Will never not be funny to me. I've watched that shit, like, 10 times over now. And it makes me laugh every time. Every fucking time. So thank you, Rand Paul, for driving Dr. Fauci to his breaking point. Dr. Fauci tried to, like, deflect the actual point of Rand Paul's question / statement / accusation by saying that the research, the report that he cited in his question / statement / accusation, he said that is not what caused the coronavirus. Rand Paul tries telling him several times, hey, dude, that's not what I said. I said that you came in here in May and said that the NIH has never funded gain-of-function research. According to what you and the NIH say is gain-of-function research, what's in the report that the NIH funded is gain-of-function research.
If the point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award from EcoHealth to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2, that's molecularly impossible to result in SARS-CoV-2.
Viruses caused the pandemic.
Senator Paul,
we're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you
won't admit the truth.
And you...
And honestly, he's pretty gracious to offer him possibility to retract his fucking ridiculous statement. Every day I lose more and more faith in our so-called democracy because this shit is fucking retarded. It is stupid. It can't be real sometimes. Sometimes the things that are said and done cannot possibly be actually happening. So on the topic of the wonderful, amazing, spectacular Dr. Fauci.
Paging Dr. Faggot!
What was that? That was weird. So even though the CDC, even the fucking CDC, like this like basically god-like figure to the liberals, even they are like, you don't need to have these kids masked in a classroom. Like, vaccines work, but you shouldn't have kids put in the classroom masked. Which makes sense to anybody with more than 2 working brain cells. Like, I don't know how you come to a different conclusion than kids should not wear masks in the classroom. How do you come to any other conclusion but that's stupid? The American Academy of Pediatrics says all children over 3 should wear masks in the classroom. Like, the media is really just trying to like re-hype the corona because really it is drastically fading away. Like, remember when they used to have a fucking like a literal death counter just playing on the news every day, every minute? Like, that shit's kind of psycho, and they want to like keep that energy going for some reason. Kind of weird, man. But Dr. Fauci, of course, Dr. Fauci agreed that this is a reasonable thing to say that all children over 3 should wear a mask in the classroom. Like, if you're gonna say something as ridiculously heinous as that's reasonable, provide something further. Don't just say that and like move along.
The CDC recommendations may be at variance with that, but in every respect, the CDC always leaves open the flexibility at the part of local agencies, local enterprises, local cities and states to make a judgment call based on the situation on the ground. I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
Give some facts, give some reasoning, because I don't see any. And you say it's reasonable, so provide some kind of anything to back up your statement, Dr. Fauci. But you never can, you never will, and you never have. It's like, is someone asking to get their ass beat by like a bunch of moms? Because I feel like that's the next step that needs to take place. Like, fuck these people, dude. They're fucking psychos. They have control issues and they need to see a therapist ASAP. Okay, so the next thing I'm about to say is a little out there, and I know that. So I just need you to have an open mind going into what I'm about to say. Have we ever considered that the people pushing for all these mask mandates might have a fetish? I mean, with all the craziness that has literally happened worldwide for a year and a half now, is it really out of the realm of possibility that a lot of these people are kind of sick? Like, that they like this shit? Like, that is the only reasonable conclusion I can come to about why they are still at this point saying things like we're only halfway through this, or that we all, whether we have the vaccine or not, need to still be wearing masks at all times, every minute of the day. What other conclusion can you come to? I mean, I'm half joking, half serious, because from what I've discovered the past few years is that most people, most powerful people in the government, celebrity-wise, some of the richest people, they are all fucking sick. So you just never know. So let me know your thoughts below. Did you enjoy seeing Dr. Fauci crack a little? Because I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you did in fact like it. And you guys will be seeing me next time. Bye guys.